Have you ever pondered the profound connections between biblical texts and the religious figures that emerged centuries later? The tapestry of interpretations that span across faiths is a riveting journey into theological understanding. One captivating aspect is the term Muhammadim in the Song of Solomon 5:16 of the Hebrew Bible. In the original text says, Hikvo mamtakim v'chulvo Muhammadim, zeh dvodiv zeh reiban vot yirva shaliam, translated as his mouth is sweetness itself, he's altogether lovely. This is my beloved, this is my friend, daughters of Jerusalem. The word in Hebrew, Muhammadim, translated as lovely or desirable ones. The term is a plural adjective and is used to express the exceeding loveliness of the speaker's beloved. This term sparks various religious discussions, notably within Islamic apologetics. Muhammadim, a plural form, is often translated as altogether lovely, most sweet, or desirable. This term is used to depict the beloved in the poem, symbolizing deep affection and admiration. However, the interpretation of Muhammadim takes an intriguing twist in Islamic tradition. The phonetic similarity between Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and Muhammadim suggests a potential prophetic mention of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, the prophet of Islam. The name Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, translates to praised or admirable in Arabic, fitting the attributes conveyed by Muhammadim. Nevertheless, this interpretation has sparked controversy. In Jewish and Christian traditions, the Song of Solomon is typically viewed as a romantic expression devoid of prophetic implications or specific personal references. Muhammadim is seen as enhancing the poetic essence of the text rather than pointing to a specific individual. In these traditions, the term is admired for its contribution to the overall beauty and expressiveness of the text. Despite these differences in interpretation, the term Muhammadim in the Song of Solomon 5:16 stands as a testament to the varied understandings that biblical texts can inspire across diverse religious traditions. Depending on one's perspective, Muhammadim can be seen as a poetic adjective, a prophetic reference, or in essence, the term Muhammadim in the Song of Solomon 5:16 serves as a testament to the diverse interpretations and understandings that biblical texts can inspire across different religious traditions. It is a term that, depending on one's perspective, can be seen as a poetic adjective, a prophetic reference, or both. In the world of religion, scriptural interpretation often opens doors to fascinating insights. But what happens when we combine these interpretations with archaeological findings? Let's delve into this intriguing intersection where historical evidence meets religious prophecy. Archaeologists have made discoveries that some believe support the foretelling of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. For instance, the Nabatean tombs in Madain Salih, Saudi Arabia, bear inscriptions that reference a prophet to come. Some scholars argue that these inscriptions, dating back to the 4th century CE, could potentially refer to Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Moreover, ancient scriptures have been unearthed that contain prophecies in their original languages. For instance, the Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in the mid-20th century, contain passages in Hebrew and Aramaic that some believe foretell the coming of a prophet. When translated into English, these passages echo prophecies found in other religious texts, adding to the intrigue. Several commentators have interpreted these archaeological findings in light of their religious beliefs. For instance, some Muslim scholars argue that these findings further corroborate the prophecies in the Quran and Hadith about the coming of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. On the other hand, scholars from other faith traditions may interpret these findings differently, further enriching the tapestry of religious dialogue. These archaeological findings and their interpretations add another layer of complexity to our understanding of religious texts and their prophecies. They serve as a testament to the fascinating interplay between history, archaeology, and religion, highlighting the diverse ways in which religious texts are understood and appreciated. Aside from Muhammadim, there are other instances in the Bible that Muslims believe foretell the coming of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The rich tapestry of religious texts is filled with prophecies and promises, each one open to a myriad of interpretations depending on the reader's perspective. One such prophecy is found in Deuteronomy 18:18, where God promises to raise up a prophet from among their brethren like unto Moses. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among the fellow Israelites, and I will put my words in his mouth. He will tell them everything I command him. The prophet like Moses mentioned in this verse is seen by some Muslims as a reference to Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. They argue that Muhammad, peace and be upon him, like Moses, peace and blessings be upon him, was both a prophet and a statesman, leading not only in religious matters, but also in the socio-political arena. Another reference that some Muslims believe foretells the coming of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is found in the Gospel of John 14:16, where Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, promises to pray the Father, and he will give another advocate to help and be with them forever. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever. To some, the advocate mentioned here is seen as a prophecy about Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who came after Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, and established a new religious order. These biblical references, like Muhammadim, are subject to different interpretations, further enriching our understanding of religious texts. They serve as a testament to the dynamic and multifaceted nature of religious interpretation, opening up avenues for dialogue and understanding amongst different faith traditions. It is through such exploration that we appreciate the depth and complexities of religious texts and the diverse ways in which they can be understood. In addition to Muhammadim and the biblical references we've discussed, there are other verses in the Quran that Muslims believe support the forecoming of another prophet after Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him. This belief is particularly highlighted in two verses. The first, Quran 61:6, reads as follows: Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, son of Mary, said, Children of Israel, I am the messenger of Allah to you, confirming the Torah that is before me and giving good news of a messenger after me whose name will be Ahmad. Many Muslims interpret Ahmad as another name for Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and see this verse as a clear prophecy of Muhammad's peace and blessings be upon him coming. The second verse, Quran 7:157, states, Those who follow the messenger, the unlettered prophet, whom they find written in what they have of the Torah and the gospel. This verse is seen as further evidence of Muhammad's peace and blessings be upon him prophetic role, as it speaks of a prophet who is unlettered, a description fitting Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who was known to be illiterate. These verses, along with the term Mahamaddim, form part of the Islamic belief in the prophetic mention of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, in earlier religious texts. As always, interpretations vary, and it's important to remember that our exploration is not about proving one interpretation right or wrong, but about understanding different perspectives and the rich complexities they add to religious discourse. Our exploration of the term Muhammadim naturally leads us to another intriguing facet, the portrayal of religious figures, prime amongst them being Jesus Christ, peace and blessings be upon him. The standard image of Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, in Western art, a man with long light brown hair, pale skin and often blue eyes, displays a lack of historical accuracy. Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, was born in Galilee, an area of the Roman-occupied Judean province, today's Israel and Palestine. People from this region typically had darker skin, dark hair, and eyes, characteristic of Middle Eastern descent. Anthropological studies suggest that an average man from Jesus' time would have been around 5 feet 5 inches tall, with a robust physique and likely a darker complexion. These details are strikingly different from the Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, depicted in Western art. The Bible remains largely silent on Jesus' physical description. Certain prophetic texts like Isaiah 53:2 suggest Jesus' appearance was typical of his Jewish contemporaries and not notably distinctive. Early Christian art portrays Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, as a beardless, youthful figure, close in appearance to young men of the Roman Empire. With time, Jesus, peace and be upon him, began being depicted with long hair and a beard, attributes standardized in icons for symbolic meanings. The Renaissance era saw Western artists portraying Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, in ways reflecting their societal aesthetics and ethnicities, thereby aligning Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him, more with a European look. In recent years, however, there has been a push to depict Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him, more accurately. Some modern portrayals attempt to show Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him, with Middle Eastern features, challenging the traditional views and urging viewers to Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, in his actual, historical, and ethnographic context. The typical Western portrayal of Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, therefore is a reflection of artistic tradition and cultural context more than accurate history or biblical facts. The diversity in the depiction of Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, like the interpretations of Muhammadim, further underscores the captivating dynamics of religious interpretation and understanding. This exploration of a Muhammadim and its various interpretations within different religious traditions invites a broader dialogue about the connection between biblical texts and later religious figures and traditions. This term from the Song of Solomon 5:16 in the Hebrew Bible, translating as altogether lovely, most sweet, or desirable, is a key focus. It's a term that has garnered varied interpretations across religions. Some view it as a prophetic mention of the Islamic prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Others see it as a poetic term in a love poem. These differing interpretations showcase the diverse perspectives within and across religions. They highlight the depth of religious texts and remind us of the ample scope for dialogue and understanding within the religious realm. This exploration of Muhammadim underscores the fascinating connections between biblical texts and later religious figures, inviting us to delve deeper into the intriguing world of religious texts and their interpretations.